All right, so here's a room tour I'm gonna do. This is my room. My game room. As soon as you walk in, you have a little sign on the door there that says "Caution: Extreme Gaming Inside." And it's a very small room, very modest game room. Um, Most of my CD-based games are in CD holders, so I don't have to worry about using a whole lot of space for the game cases. They're all in my storage, so I figured the most important thing is to have the actual games. So you'll notice that you'll wonder where all my games are as far as the CDs are concerned. Well, they're all in CD holders, so organizers, if you will. So again, this is the entrance to the door to the room, and of course I'm an Eagles fan, so you got to put that in a nice. You got to frame this very very top here. Got some Sega Saturn um, cases here that were for Daytona USA Virtual Cop. This here was for luggage. As for luggage, I just decided to put it up there. And of course, at the very top, you have some Brian Dawkins. I thought that was a really cool Game Informer cover. Got a street sign for Geek Fest. Alright, so I'm going to come in and then I'm going to shut the door. And of course, as you can see, a Halo Energy Sword. Got my Phillies World Champions banner. Pennant. Eagles Super Bowl Champions bumper. Super Bowl Champions Blu-ray. World Series Champions DVD. And we start getting more heavily into some games here. This here is from the Christmas Story, the leg lamp. It's a little shot glass. Need for Speed long box. Carson Wentz newspaper insert. Madden 06 because of Donovan. One of the very first sports games I enjoyed as a kid. Some Sonic Game Pro. I was a Game Pro magazine subscriber heavily. Of course, I hung up some foosball. There's a Game Gear there for show. Primal Rage complete in box. 2 Sonic the Hedgehog cases complete in box. Of course, the CDs, the games are not in there. They're in my CD organizers. There's a disc buffing card that I got for Game Crazy. I only used it once. There's a quick small collection of my hats. Splatterhouse giant Hue card that I personally made that's being covered up right now. There's a Burger King Cooking with Alf puppet. Michelangelo Turtle. And Nestle Quick Bunny. There's 24. I found this at a Goodwill for like a couple of bucks. It's pretty cool. Never opened. I hung up some controllers here, including an Ouya controller. Dinosaur sitting on top of my launch model Xbox One. Down here is a Star Wars Rey figure. And down there is, as you can see, my Sony PlayStation 3 60 gigabyte backwards compatible with PlayStation 1 and 2 PlayStation 3 model. So I bought that actually at a Goodwill. They said it was broken, but I bought it for $5. And I got it to fix. I replaced the thermal paste and fixed it. Got my little marquee here. Here is my wall of Game Pros. I'll back up a little bit so you can see. I have a few more newer Game Pros. I just hung them up, you know? I mean, why not hang them up? I mean, they're great for, and it's right above my TV. And we'll just continue along this wall here. Got the Batman figure there. Like little micro machine kind of things. I drew that. There's an Eagles ring. It's a Phillies fake championship ring and an Eagles championship ring from Jostens on the right. And there's my high school ring. A couple of Turtle figures, Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, Liberty Bell, leg lamp. Actual working leg lamp. That's the street I grew up on. I stole the street sign when I was a kid, when I moved. My daughter drew that for me down there. A couple of Tiger handhelds, they work. That's my picture frame clock. Turn that on. And I'm just going to go quickly over the consoles here. So you got a TurboGrafx 16 with the CD attachment, working CD attachment. All of these actually are, every console that I'm going to show you in front of the TV or by the TV are hooked up and ready to go at a moment's notice. So they all work and they're all ready to be played. So you got the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is a Sega Master System 2. Ouya. That's piggybacking off of a Super Nintendo. This is a Donkey Kong Country from Japan. The only import game that I actually own. Quick shot of the controllers. Well, TurboGrafx controller. I was just playing it, so it's a little out of place right now. And let's go down here. So you have GameCube, Nintendo Wii, a couple of game boxes hanging up there. Nintendo 64, a couple of game boxes. So it gets a little dark down here, but you have the Sega Saturn Model 1. I also have a Model 2 that works. The Xbox 360 HD DVD player to the left. You get the you have the Sega Saturn 3D controller. And above here, above it, you have the Sega Dreamcast, one of my three. The VMU over there in the corner. And the original launch model Xbox 360. PlayStation 2, working PlayStation 2 fat sitting back there, but that's not the one that I use. That one's just kind of there for show. But there is one that I do use. That's I'll show you in a minute. Sega Genesis, Sega CD, 32X, the trifecta, original launch model controller, third party, 6-button controller, SNES Classic, Genesis 3, Nintendo Classic, NES Classic, Xbox One X, sitting pretty. Now under here, I have some illumination going on. I do have lights under here. You might not be able to see them, but yeah, there's some lights under there that I connected. So, PlayStation 3 Slim, PS4, PS2 Fat and Slim, PS3, PS1, the Atari Jaguar, hanging out, and its monstrosity of a controller, Gold Star 3DO. Original Xbox. Xbox 360 Slim with Kinect sitting back there. And I do have Kinect 2.0 up here, sitting next to the PlayStation 4 camera. So let's jump over here. There's the door again to the right. Very top, you have a WrestleMania 2000 box, Game Pro, and a Star Wars dartboard. And I got a tablet which I leave on the wall, so you know, while I'm playing games, if I want, I can watch some Twitch streams. And some more boxes. There's a working PS4 40 gig. This is used to be a closet, so right next to where I was just filming, you have couple of computers. Got a Mac, Windows 10 PC, BB-8 sporting the Eagles Super Bowl champions hat. Got my Sports Illustrated mags, smartwatches, some jerseys as you saw. There's another tablet hanging on the wall here for extra watching. Sometimes I'll put a TV on there and watch, you know, Xfinity on demand, DirecTV on demand, and, you know, have a couple of screens going. I'll just kind of go through everything and just comment where I see fit. That's a pizza box top that I cut out. It's a working Jungle Green Nintendo 64 on top of a working NES console. It's a original 60 gigabyte PS3 that is broken. It needs a new fan. It did overheat, and I did put some new paste on it, but it needs a fan, and I just haven't gotten around to it. There's another Phillies World Champions replica ring they handed out when they the first game after the World Series championship win in 2009. The championship win was in 2008. The first game back, the home opener, they handed out these rings, which was really cool. That's my very first PlayStation. It does have the this is an original Batmobile. Really cool, a little banged up. Original Xbox One. That is broken. It just needs to be fixed. So these two are my only two broken consoles, my Xbox One and PS3. Or the Xbox original, I should say. These two down here work, PlayStation and the Sega Saturn 2.0. Got little eagles. I got the complete history of the Eagles, 2004 and prior. Complete in box Call of Duty Ghosts, Prestige Edition. So that's that. Now at the very top here you have some action figures. You also have some Pogs. If you're a child of the 90s, you'll know what these are. Around my chair, my desk chair, is a couple Eagles jerseys. There is a first generation iPad that I will use for a gaming photo frame, or so I could just show photos. It's a PlayStation 1 or PS1 with the screen. I can't lift this with one hand, but actually I can. So not too bad. With the controller sitting back here. Sega Saturn games that I want to showcase with some Mario figures. This was my wedding cake topper. My wife does have a sense of humor. That's the most rarest game I own. One of the rarest games I own. I don't know. I'll show you another one, but that's the last Sega Saturn game made in North America. Magic Knight Rayearth. My wife made these two guys here. Really not too bad. And there's Mario jumping out of a pipe. Got the Philly Special. Got the Soul Calibur 1 through 2. So you got the first one, well, Soul Blade, Soul Calibur, and Soul Calibur 2. I do have the entire series. Here's the Complete History of Games book. This is an article I was in. I was featured in Retro Radar Collector's Corner. I just printed the article out. Not too bad. I made some banners for my Philly teams. And right here is the box for another rare game that I own, the Atari carts. There's Mattel Football, Tiny Arcades, got He-Man, in front of the Star Wars VCR trilogy. The original John Madden Football, some DC figures from the 80s, early 90s. Another Jag controller, Dreamcast controller with the mic, and television with my replica Super Bowl champions ring. There's an original PlayStation analog controller. Original Sega Saturn controller. TurboGrafx thumbstick for arcade stick. On top of a Dreamcast that does work. There's some Game Boy and PSP and Game Gear games, as well as DS, 3DS games inside there, and some accessories. There's the rest of my GamePro magazines, along with some strategy guides and other gaming magazines. And these here are all of my CD-based games, as well as up there as well. They're all labeled. Coming over here, do have a Super Bowl champions pennant, of course. My Dreamcast magazines. That's the rarest magazine I own. It's about $100 sold on eBay. That's an original one that I had when I was a kid. There's issue number 1, and again that was issue number 0. There's my third Dreamcast that does work. On top of it is the Millennium Falcon Bluetooth speaker. There's another Batmobile. Master Chief's helmet. Some figures here. Hulk Hogan with the championship belt around his waist. Sorry for the darkness. Some loose devices here. So you got some Diablo 2 set back there, Interval television game. You got some NES titles here, all 40 of my NES titles. Very modest collection. And a collection I have of handheld games here. Again, I do apologize for the darkness. Star Wars with Thundercats figure. Some Indiana Jones figures. The last North American release of a Sega CD game. Eagles PS2 controller. We're getting really dark here. I guess I can't turn my my light on, but you do have a SNES mouse, Game Gear, and right in the back there, I don't know if you can see, let me just pull it out. It's so dark. It's a working Game Gear down there, by the way. This is a TurboGrafx Express, a working one. Does need a capacitor replacements, but it does boot up. It's just the sound is really, really low, so it just needs a capacitor replacement. So, not too bad. Some more Sega Saturn games. Behind the Fighting Vipers is more Sega Saturn games, I should say. There's a working Duke controller. Some more Sega CD Vita titles. Some DVDs in the cases. Some more games down here. Again, these are just some random cases that I decided to hold on to. There's a PSP 1000 down there. Up here again is the PSP and the handhelds with Game Boys, DS's, 3DS back there. Another PSP. Down under here is a Sega Genesis 2 with a Sega CD Model 2. Dreamcast keyboard back there with a mouse. Some Wii games here. Zelda with Twilight Princess. Well, Zelda, Skyward Sword, and Twilight Princess along with others. Some random games back there. A couple of Game Gear boxes. Master System game with a few more down there. There's all my TurboGrafx games, but inside here, quite a few of these are double games because I don't have cases for them, so they're just kind of loose inside of other game cases. Jaguar games. Quite a few Jaguar games, I should add. I'm pretty proud of that collection. Some Dreamcast cases. Got some 3DO cases up here, PlayStation. 32X with the games. Here's my CRT TV, little tiny 9-incher with a spindle of Genesis games, Super Nintendo games, N64 games, and you just kind of spin it and it has all the games on it. Pretty proud of this collection here. Goes all the way around. So I did have to speed this up a little bit towards the end there, guys, so I do apologize, but I'll give you one quick look around the room here. There's my chair. My wife made me this blanket here for my birthday last year. Here's my iPad with some controllers and another Android tablet. But that's my game room tour 2018. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments and I'll do my best to get right back to you. Other than that, thanks for tuning in, guys.